Here we have Ethereum versus the DERPR, symbol ETH, and we're going to be looking at a 4-hour and daily, and just a general overview actually, because it is a rather popular one. So we have a pretty obvious setup going on right here, and the setup is essentially, all time frames are in a downturn right here. However, there are some very specific areas to validate a nice major low in this case, with targets up, probably into the deep 3000s, like 35 to 3800 in the later portion of, I imagine, March. Of course, again, this needs to be validated, which is quite far away, but I need to see a daily closure above no less than $3,000 on the shorter term timeframes. I do actually think that the same regions would probably be relevant, but if you want to go by the book, then it'd be about 3130 short term. However, it is very, 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 very similar to Bitcoin in this case. A full hour closure above 2830, and I would actually be looking for a move around $3,000, and that obviously can bleed into the higher term timeframes. I do think, just like Bitcoin, that we probably see an attempt up first on the short-term timeframes, and then the question is, is this, does a 4-hour close above this region or not? Same thing as Bitcoin, above 39,550. If Bitcoin closes a 4-hour above there, I'm looking for a major continuation for that time frame. In this case, it's a pretty big move, being that it is only 2830 to about 3,000 or so. And then if the daily close above there, I'd be looking for a big, I'd actually be looking for a big rally into March. Until then, however, I should overlay downside continuation conditions because, time frames are pretty much all time frames are in downtrend right now, and that would be with a 4-hour closure below about 2,500. Daily, same thing as well. Any sort of a closure below there, and I would be looking for this one to retrace the 24th of February wick low, which is 2,300. Probably try for another bounce somewhere around that wick low, but I'd only be looking for that bounce to put another lower high. Higher term timeframes in this case, we should denote on the monthly. You are still playing off the monthly 21 in this case, so if it is going to break, probably doesn't happen today. It would probably happen like in March or such, and if you do start to break your macro range lows in this case, that's going to be, below your basically 2150 to 2100-ish region. I'd be looking for big moves down, man. I'd be looking for humongous moves down into the mid to low 1000s actually. But for right now, I think, I think it's best to give it a chance in line with the rest of the market until we get those confirmations. Any sort of a weekly closure above about 3,100 to 3,000 would also do this. Would also declare this as a major local low to me as well, with targets up probably into the later portion of March, maybe April, into the deep 3,000. So that's kind of what's at stake this week. And I suspect that we do have clarity on that situation probably this week as well. But for right now, Bitcoin putting in a bit of a rally. And, I should also check out momentum on this chart. Let's see. Ethereum right here. Okay. See what the weekly looks like. Weekly stochastic momentum is popping to the upside for the first time in this region since July, which was off of the last major bear trap. All right, so that's I guess more on the good side. 2,500 for the BULAs. Daily remains with upside momentum as long as price action is above 24.12 on a daily closing basis. Also rather good. 4-hour is going to turn back up above 2779, which is rather far away right now, but not a humongous concern for the short term just yet. Again, I think it's easy to watch Bitcoin, but that is what I'd say about Ethereum. Hopefully that was helpful.